Hola amigos, Brad Evans here from thegamingjuice.com, and it's time once again for the Fantasy Football Free Agent Frenzy. Not the strongest of weeks, admittedly, off the waiver wire, but what we're going to do is a shooting in a more abbreviated edition of the countdown. I'm going to list off a few names that just missed the cut and my top three options for those of you in competitive and challenging formats that are scratching and clawing to get possibly into the fantasy football second season. Friendly reminder, again, all of these guys only rostered in under 60% of Yahoo leagues, and we're assuming a $100 fab budget. Before we get to the countdown, friendly reminder, go to betalytics.com, my friends there. They got awesome site if you like projections, whether for fantasy football devices or sports betting, especially player props. They have the tools that you could use to make some cold, hard cash. I use it every single day. And all of my research across the gaming genres. And if you use promo code JUICE, again, that's promo code JUICE, you get 25% off your subscription today. Shout out to my buddy Rachel Krychak and her awesome tools that she has mastered there. She is a marvelous mathematician, and those tools are equally delightful as a result. So go to betalytics.com. Again, sign up online and use promo code JUICE. That's promo code JUICE for 25% off today. Also go to thegamingjuice.com, you jackwagons. It's my free site. All of my fantasy football rankings ahead of week 11 are live right now and always rank for a half point PPR. I have also a couple of pieces already live. Fantasy Flames for quarterback, Fantasy Flames for running back. I have wide receiver and tight ends later this week. My top props piece later this week. I'm going to be cranking out my Thursday night football props piece. Are going to need a reason to watch Patriots and Jets. The Patriots may open up a can of whoop ass in that game because the Jets are just so lousy. You can get all that. You can ask me a question, click Ask Brad, fire that off. I'll answer at my leisure, at my convenience. The college football forecast. I'm Matt Fortuna, Ben Wittenstein, Nate Jacobson posts on Thursday. You get it all, including my free spreadsheet picks and Nate Lundy's free spreadsheet picks as well. Where? At thegamingjuice.com. Click, converse, and cash, ... maybe. All right, these are guys that just missed the countdown cut today. And again, I'm only going to list the top three. It is not the strongest week off of waivers. So these guys are largely sipping pina coladas in the free agent pool, especially for those of you that play in those 10-teamers, maybe even some shallow bench 12-team formats. Dalton Schultz, all he does is catch 5 balls every single week, and he is still widely available right now in Yahoo leagues. I think he's definitely worth casting a line, adding some bench depth. It's got some flexy, sexy appeal as well. Same story with Parker Washington. Guy, it's going to be locked into the slot role, can also play outside. We'll see about the health of Brian Thomas and that bum ankle and foot. But Parker Washington, I think, is going to be here to stay as a somewhat meaningful contributor here down the home stretch. Yes, even with Jacoby Myers there in Duval County. Theo Johnson, we'll see when Jackson Dart returns. And obviously we got a change at the coach there in the NYC as Brian Dable is out. Mike Kafka is in. He's going to get an opportunity to showcase his coaching wares. Obviously, he has ties to Kansas City and Andy Reid. So let me get really creative, and Johnson has flourished here of late, and I think that will continue whether with Dart or Russell Wilson here the next week or two. Same goes with Cade Otton, similar to Dalton Schultz. He's getting like 5 receptions, over 50 yards every single week, and you have people are just glossing over him in 10-team leagues. He's more or less been a WR3 in those formats, so a lot of flexy, sexy appeal. Should be added, probably the top of that $1 to $5 scale. Amari DiMercado, if you want to add some running back depth, which everybody needs this time of year, looks like he's starting to gain the upper hand in that RBBC with Bam Knight and Michael Carter still at work there in the Sonoran Desert. And then finally, Sean Tucker, wrote about him on the gamingjuice.com. He is an option, like $3 to $5. Nice little plug and play. Let's say if you got Jonathan Taylor. He's no Jonathan Taylor by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe like 1/100th of what Jonathan Taylor brings to the table, but maybe get you like 50 yards and a touchdown this week as you match up. Ain't too shabby by any stretch of the imagination. Taking on the Buffalo Bills, who are third to last in rush EPA defense on the season. Again, you want all the gory details, go to thegamingjuice.com and read my Fantasy Flames article at running back, and Tucker is featured in there. All right, let's get to the short edition of the countdown. Numero tres. Break out a pair of fuzzies. If you need a handcuff, I'm looking at you, CMC managers that are out there, or you're looking to steal that handcuff from the CMC manager in your league. Brian Robinson is somebody that needs to be entertained. $3 to $7 in 12-team formats, 24% rostered right now in Yahoo leagues. He scored a touchdown in back-to-back games. We've seen the snap share slightly uptick. We've seen the opportunity share also slightly uptick in back-to-back weeks. So look at the schedule accompanying, somewhat daunting and somewhat dauntless. You get Arizona this week, number 12, in rush EPA defense. Okay, not exactly lockdown. Then Carolina, number 20 in rush EPAD. Favorable matchup there. Then he faced the Cleveland Browns on the road. Numero dos in rush EPA defense. Again, on the season, only seen around 16% of the opportunity share, but with 45 plus yards and a touchdown in those consecutive games, he is worth a bench stash. The injury always lurking, and somehow, some way, CMC has stiff-armed that fool, and everyone's like, oh, I'm so worried. Oh, McCaffrey's going to get hurt. He's going to ruin my fantasy season. I can't draft him in round one. Hell, I can't take him in round two. You're probably regretting that decision, aren't you? Yeah. I wish I had an opportunity to draft him. I was never in a position to get his services. But Brian Robinson, maybe somebody you can, pluck off of waivers, stash for a rainy day, may have some flexy, sexy appeal. Or if something were, God forbid, to happen to Christian McCaffrey, he would be in the top 15 running back conversation rest of season. Números here on the abbreviated edition of the Frenzy Countdown. Give me Mac Hollins of New England. He didn't like to wear shoes, folks. When he is not on the field. When he's on the field, he puts on those cleats, and the dude just has track speed. Wide receiver, only 1% rostered right now in Yahoo leagues, and I think he's worth $3 to $7. His role is really ramping up. Look over the last 3 games that combined 19 targets and 15 receptions, and he's eclipsed 80 receiving yards in 2 of those contests. Now, the end zones remain elusive, though he's fallen just short of it a couple of times. He is kind of the Christian Watson of Foxborough, a long bomb specialist, so it has some value there as it'll be R3 or flex. He's number 15 this season in yards per target. And in Kayshon Boutte, we don't know when he's going to be back, dealing with a soft tissue issue, that hamstring. And that is what has really elevated Matt Collins here these last couple of weeks. And you look at these next 3 games, they are delightful, folks. As he goes against the Jets, number 26 on Thursday, and drop back EPA defense. Then Cincinnati, we know how putrid they are in pass D, number 31 in drop back EPA D. And then the Giants, who have been just terrible on defense across the board, they're number 22 in drop back EPA defense. So Mac Collins could go on a nice little run here these next 3 weeks, a player that shouldn't be slept on in 12-team and deeper formats. And if you're in that format, you need some wide receiver depth, go the extra dollar if need be. 7 to 8 is a-okay. Numero uno on the Week 11 edition of the Frenzy Countdown. Let's talk about Tez Johnson of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yar! Shiver me timbers! A guy that's making some booty, to say the least. Only 33% rostered, and I continue to ask why He should be well over 50% rostered right now. I think he's worth 6 to 11. If he is sipping pina coladas there in the free agent pool, he has scored a touchdown in 3 of his last 4 games. He's running 20 plus routes over that span as well, seeing a healthy 5.8 targets per game. He's usually good for 40 to 50 yards every single week. And here's a stunning advanced analytic, which sells the point even further. He is numero dos among all NFL wide receivers in average yards of separation per target. So he's getting that breathing room, running those precise routes. And, Baker Mayfield has an affinity for him inside the 20 here all of a sudden. Yeah, Mike Evans maybe he'll be back at some point. Chris Godwin, I doubt it. At least early December is the estimation. And, that's no guarantee by any stretch of the imagination. So Emeka Egbuka, with all the attention that he is garnering, is leaving a lot of mano-a-mano situations. And with those separation skills, Tez Johnson is taking advantage. Next 3 games, not the greatest matchups. At Buffalo, number 6 in pass EPAD. At the LA Rams, number 3 in that category. And then Arizona at number 18. He's going to have his time to shine on occasion here down the home stretch, but he should be over 50% rostered, 33%. Wake up, Yahoo players and other fantasy managers that are out there. All right. I'm out of breath and out of time on this edition of the Fantasy Football Free Agent Frenzy. Again, go to thegamingjuice.com and sign up. It's absolutely free. And fire me a question. Read all the excellent content I'm churning out. I'm a one-man band, folks. I edit everything. I build everything. I cut the pictures. I write everything. I try to churn out the best content that I can. And I do it absolutely without making a single dime. So go and support the site, support me in the process, and all of the content, all the blood, sweat, and beers I'm putting into it at thegamingjuice.com. And also go to Betalytics, sign up for an account, use that promo code JUICE to get 25% off. All right, I'm going to exit stage left. Until next time, get that dub this week. Get one step closer to the fantasy football postseason. Good luck and peace out.